Hey everyone, and welcome to a new video here on my channel and to a new part of our tutorial series about how you can create your own first game. And in this short series I will share all the details and secret strategies with you, which we have learned over the past years and over hundreds of games we have worked on for international clients, which always lead to successful launches. And in this video we will dive into how you should prepare and plan out your game so we can together take your game concept and transform it into something playable people will enjoy, so we can start building a community around it as well and actually launch and market the game later. And this process is essential for anyone looking to create a successful game, so let's get started. First, let's talk about the minimal viable product, or MVP. Many people want to create huge projects and games, and that's totally fine, but before you make a huge investment, it also always makes sense to break down the big project into a smaller demo called MVP, minimal viable product, because this MVP then can also get used to validate if there's a community for this game who later also would love to play it or want to support the project financially. Because in most cases you don't have the budget right now to build this full big open world game or something like that, but you have the budget to create this first demo or something like that. So this setup not only helps you to validate the future success of the product, but also helps us to break down the development process into smaller pieces to estimate the costs and all that stuff better. And it also helps to even build those huge ambitious games, since you have an affordable small upfront investment, since your goal with those MVPs is to get funding back through a community we will build out during the development process basically. And in the next minutes I will show you exactly how this usually works. There are different approaches how you can build those MVPs. Well, we can build everything up from scratch. At some games or special, if you have very special ideas, there's often no way around it, because maybe in the marketplace we can't find good assets which would be a good fit or all that stuff. But in most cases, in the Unreal Engine marketplace called Fab, you can find a bunch of assets from 3D models to already ready-made blueprint mechanics you can put together. Well, not all of them are optimized in a good way to work together, but if you have a reliable partner like us on your side who help you to pick the right packs and work out a strategy there for you, then this can really help to speed up the development process and save both time and money. Also, over the time we've built our own frameworks and assets we can maybe also use for your projects if you're looking for first-person shooters or RPG games. However, most developers also don't recommend this approach, since the developers would earn more money, of course, by developing those features themselves. And they often also don't like to check out the different asset packs, and they also are not motivated to check out the code from other people and learn it themselves to adapt there and all that stuff. But since we worked so many with those different asset packs, we know exactly which asset packs we can use and how we can modify them in the best way to achieve your goals there basically. This is also the reason why we are able to make those videos like the 7 vs Wild game, or also the GTA clone or the Cyberpunk clone I did, I guess, last year. And that's the reason why we would be in theory capable of pull out those videos on a weekly basis, and what you can see in those is already some sort of MVP. You have a basic gameplay loop there, and from there you can then later add in more weapons, more missions, and expand the world. Everything step by step, and like this, you can even build out big ambitious projects. So you already saw, all in all, these assets can really save you both time and money, and by starting simple with those already made elements, you can test whatever people are interested in your game before you're committing to larger features or additional costs. It's all about validating your idea before a big upfront investment. But now let's discuss the importance of a game design document, or GDD, and let's also discuss about what we would need from you or what you should prepare before we start working together there basically. While I won't go too deep into how you write your own game design document, since this really varies from game to game, I will share a basic template with you which matches almost every game, which have the key questions inside I need to know about your game And like this, you can just fill out those questions basically. And in the end, you have some sort of like a game design document, which helps us already to break down the development process into smaller chunks and pieces and all that stuff. So all in all, I want to make sure that you have planned out the game and have a clear understanding about what you need to get done there basically, but at the same time you also don't need to like overcomplicate things directly for the MVP. So you don't need to waste the time to write like 100 pages of a game design document. Normally a simple game design document with maybe like 10 or 20 pages often is like way enough to get a good understanding about the game you want to build. And all in all, we make this game design document to also outline the game's features that not only me but also everyone on your team is aligned to like work on a common goal there basically. And as I mentioned, if you're unsure where to start, I can provide you a demo file there first you can build up on. And if you also have any questions or something like that, feel free to let me know them in the comments, or you can also write me a mail. You can find all those infos also in the description. And this way you also don't have to start from scratch, because I know how hard it can be if you don't came out of this industry and want to build out your game there. And like where do you even need to start, right? Like this is why we assist our clients there, take them at the hand and like guide them through the process. And this can be the first step there basically, and in the end you'll have a framework there to guide your game development process. And this game design document later also helps us to break down the full project into smaller pieces and features which need to get developed. Like this, we can split up the project into monthly milestones, for example, we can handle with our flexible game development approach to build out the features then step by step. And in this Trello board, which we also would set up, you also in the end then have some sort of like a timeline when we estimate different tasks to be done. And like this, you can also add team members, or we can add team members of our team to specific cards and tasks there. And with all those processes till here, we will assist our clients completely for free. So if you have a nice idea for your game, you can easily apply for a free strategy session with me over the link in the description, or easily write me a mail. Then we can together see how and if we can assist you, and we can also work out this free strategy and roadmap or this Trello board together with you, so you have a solid understanding how you can bring your game idea to life there basically. And all this will help you to find out some sort of like a roadmap and strategy, how you can build your game in the most efficient way possible. And after that, well, it's fully up to you if you want to decide to go the way there with us, or alone, or with other developers. But if you decide to work with us, this is where we would start with the development, which means we would set up some sort of like a source control server, if you don't have one already, so you can always get the latest revisions and updates to test the game yourself in the engine. And we will also provide you with frequent updates on Discord, WhatsApp, or wherever you would like to get them. Those updates can contain images or videos to showcase exactly what we have done. And like this, you can give us directly feedback there. So all in all, the development process there for you will feel like using ChatGPT. You give us a prompt in the chat, and after some time we will give you the updates there. And while we are working on the game, you can already focus a bit on the marketing and community building. So let's talk a bit more about this as well, since this process there of building up a community is really crucial. This community will follow your game development process, for example on YouTube. And if you make small frequent devlog videos, people like this can build up some sort of like a connection there to your game, since your community maybe can also recommend some new features which we can later add. And also once we release the game, they of course will buy it because they was part of this development process. But also when you launch a Kickstarter campaign, people are way more likely to invest in the game when they already can play some sort of like MVP or demo themselves before they make the investment there. And when they see that you are frequently posting updates about the game on YouTube as well, this will be a no-brainer for them, because a big problem on Kickstarter are projects where people only have some AI generated images to show what the game later could look like. But to be honest, who should support this stuff? In the past there are too many scams and all that stuff, where also with well-known games like the day before, where you even already saw gameplay and you also had stunning trailers, and then in the end people pre-ordered those games and they got never released. And like this, you need to build up trust using the first MVP there and the devlogs, and people will also come and donate there. So make sure your community see frequent updates there and have some sort of like a roadmap with planned features and updates we will add over the duration of the next month. So you need to like regularly posting updates about your game progress, and all this will help to maintain interest in the game. And that's a great way to show your journey as well and build up a connection there with potential players. Devlogs or those development blogs are an excellent way to showcase a behind the scenes look and give some content there. And for this, you can also use platforms like YouTube, also short form videos like TikTok to share videos that highlight your development processes. Talking about the challenges you face or have overcome them, or give a sneak peek of features you are working on. And sharing images and gameplay clips and also updates on social media keeps your audience informed and also invested in the project. Engaging with your audience is key here. Ask for feedback on ideas, features, or even the art style. Encourage your followers to share their thoughts, and all this not only builds up a community, but also gives you valuable insights into what potential players want and what they are looking for, and also about what is like missing in the current game market. Because it don't make sense to clone an existing game which is out there. You always need to have some sort of like a special touch to it. Right now, that could be the integration of AI characters you also saw in my GTA clone video, or also there are many different other things where we can also give you some sort of like insights and all that stuff. But in the end, your community needs to like the game, and your community also should give you some sort of like input there. And you can also hear about that and add that to your plans. You can also post about your game in relevant forums, groups, or social media channels. Especially platforms like Reddit or Discord or the Unreal Engine forum can be especially helpful there for reaching specific gaming communities, or also the Unreal Engine related servers you can find on Discord, for example. There you can also get some feedback to the game from other developers and artists, which also usually give some other viewpoints, which also can be interesting. And by sharing your progress there, you can generate excitement and attract a supportive community eager to follow your journey. There are even platforms like Roast My Game, where people will give you harsh critique for further improvements, which also could be helpful if you're also looking for free playtesters. I would be a bit careful there with the critiques and all that stuff. As I mentioned, not every critic should get implemented right away there in the game, but at some point it's definitely helpful to get a bit of other feedbacks there as well. And as you build out your community, also think about ways to involve your community in the development process. Consider maybe running polls, or let your audience vote on certain features or designs, and this gives them also a sense of ownership and involvement, and making them more likely to support your game, since they are feeling like they are a part of this process basically, and it also will feel for them a little bit like it's their own game when they have this sense of like ownership and involvement. You of course always need to see like how much you give away there and all that stuff, but that's also always a very individual thing there you need to decide. But also, let's not forget about the importance of setting up realistic goals here. Many people have the misconception that they can create a fully developed game for a small budget or in short amount of time. Like, I had people who came to me who want to like recreate GTA for like $100 or something like that. Well, it's crucial to understand that game development is a significant undertaking, and especially open world projects or RPGs or anything similar here require a lot of work and a solid team. You can't expect to create something as complex as a GTA on a budget of like $100. Creating a game always comes with like first bigger upfront investments for this MVP, as I already mentioned. And once this is done, you will see the first money coming back through the right marketing, through the right social media strategies, and through a Kickstarter campaign launch, for example. But however, you also should not calculate with this budget in the beginning for this MVP. So basically you would need to come up with this investment for the MVP completely yourself. You maybe can also ask friends, your family, or maybe those assist you there, but don't make the mistake to calculate there with money you don't have. It's important that you are transparent there with us as well, since I mentioned the strategies we suggest always depend on the budget you have available. And there's also like always wiggle room to like cut down features to match your budget. That's why it's important to like give us a solid overview there about the game you want to create with the game design document. But also at the same time, you should think about a budget you can spend over the duration of like 2 or 3 months. And yeah, like this we can then work out a perfect strategy for you. I already had people who just lost their job and now with their last few $100 they wanted to make their first own game, and stuff like this of course will not work, and I also don't accept such clients. I could promise the world there, but it's not realistic or possible to make those complex games like a GTA clone or something like that for a few $100 and maybe only around 1 month of time, because yeah, his money would run out completely then. This would like financially ruin him, and I don't do stuff like this. So make sure you have a budget on the side there and all that stuff you can add or you can invest in your game and all that stuff. And all in all, maybe it sounds now like game development would be super expensive, but well, it always depends on the type of games you want to create from. From my experience, you can already create awesome demos and MVPs for a budget of around 2K to 7K. So in this range, you maybe should like save a bit of money. And for example, for first-person shooters or something like that, if you want to like recreate some sort of like a Call of Duty game or something like that, yeah, we already have frameworks we can sell there and customize for around like 2 or 3K. And of course, like open world games, like RPG games and all that stuff, there you are looking at bigger sums of like maybe 7K or something like that, or even more. But as I mentioned, we can always bring costs down using asset packs from the marketplace or also our own frameworks. But this is just a rough estimate, and a meeting would be needed there to work out a strategy individually for your game and your ideas. Since every game is completely different, the budget also vary there, and there are also many different strategies we can go there to build this game inside of your budget, for example also using the Unreal Engine marketplace assets. And lastly, also remember that securing funding and support for your game is essential for the long-term success. Platforms like Kickstarter can be great for launching campaigns to fund your project, and especially after you also build up a community that is excited about your game, this is a great solution to get some money back there. With your MVP ready and your audience engaged, you'll be in a very strong position there to present your idea and gain some support back there. But since this part with the marketing and funding is so essential, please also do me one favor. Don't just work together with random freelancers there who don't have an understanding about marketing or funding. And for all this stuff, you need some sort of like a reliable partner in form of a small studio, maybe like we are, which can combine the benefits of studios that you, for example, have a reliable long-term partner on your side with all the knowledge from different team members in all the different areas of the game development processes. And at the same time, those smaller studios can still operate with affordable budgets. So to wrap everything up, starting with the MVP, building up a community early and setting realistic goals can make a huge difference in your game development success. And in the next video, we will also dive a bit deeper into securing funding and support for your game there. But that's it for this video, and I hope you was able to get some more insights there, how we approach new game projects there. But yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching and have a nice rest of your day and take care. Bye.